What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out Revolver's brand new boss link monster that just got revealed, coming out of Cybernetic Horizon. This is Borrelsword Dragon, and man, the artwork on this card, I don't even really know what the hell they're trying to go for on this, because it has like a sword on its head, so I just don't know. I thought Borrelsword Dragon looked pretty damn cool. This one just kind of looks weird and a little stupid in my opinion, and I would just assume that it's going to be secret rare. A lot of Revolver's boss monsters tend to be secret rare, you know, Topologic Bomber Dragon, Borrelsword Dragon, like basically all his big link monsters are going to probably be secret rare because he's such a prominent character in the anime. Anyways, Borrelsword Dragon, it's a link 4 Dart Dragon, 3000 attack, so basically so far it's identical to Borrelsword Dragon. The summoning conditions are also identical to Borrelsword Dragon because it just requires 3+ effect monsters. The link points are a little different. They're similar to Saryuja Scroll Dread, but not quite. It is top center, middle left, and bottom center. So yeah, you don't get the 3 downward pointing arrows, but honestly this card doesn't send, like, its effects really aren't based off of its link points, so I'm not sure it'll be all that relevant like Borrelsword and like Skull Dread's, you know, link points are directly tied into the effect. So this guy cannot be destroyed by battle. That's his effect number 1. That effect could be useful in certain matchups. I also think it could be completely dead in other matchups. I don't know, it's always been a little bit of a pet peeve of mine when you get these really big monsters, these monsters that are like 28 and higher that can't be destroyed by battle, because I don't know, I find it to be a little redundant. The thing is, usually when you have these big colossal boss monsters, they're not destroyed by battle. Your opponent gets them off the field by bouncing them or by kaijuing them or by using some other means of targeting or whatnot. So these monsters are rarely ran over in battle unless, I don't know, you know, something like Utopia the Lightning is, played or something like that. So I do kind of feel like a monster that has 3000 attack probably isn't going to die by battle. I would have rather had Borrelswords, you know, can't be targeted by monster effects, so I don't lose out to a Masterpiece or an Altergeist Sequidius, an Altergeist Milusik, a Castel, or the other, like, you know, 5 billion targeting cards. Second effect, once per turn, quick effect, you can target one attack position monster, change it to defense position. Also, this card can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. Your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. This effect is so good for so many reasons, and let me just go ahead and explain why. Number 1, it can deal with some of those annoying kind of stunny big behemoth boss monsters. Cards like Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon and Invoked Merkaba, you basically have your Borrelsword Dragon switch those monsters to defense position. Your opponent can't strike you, they can't activate those monsters' stun effects in response, so they just have to leave their monster in defense position, and that's just basically the end of that. It becomes a lot more susceptible to being run over in battle. Also, the fact that Konami made a 3000 attack monster that can attack twice, holy shit. Take it from somebody who actually plays like Luna Lights. When you get Leo Dancer on the field and she's 3500 and can attack twice, a lot of times you OTK your opponent. And what I like about this effect is it actually punishes your opponent for leaving their field open. Borrelsword Dragon really doesn't do that. Borrelsword just attacks your opponent directly for 3000. You don't really get any value out of his 500, you know, potential attack loss effect if your opponent doesn't have any monsters on the field. However, with this guy, even if your opponent has an open field, you can take one of your attack position monsters, switch that to defense after it's attacked, and then you're doing 6000 straight to their face, which is, I mean, a lot of times that could be potentially an OTK if you have like this plus another monster that's attacking. That's absolutely nuts. So yeah, I think this effect is really good. And then the third effect, once per turn, when this card declares an attack on a face-up monster, you can activate this effect. That, this card gains attack equal to half that monster's attack, and if it does, that monster's attack is half. So basically, if I'm not mistaken, that is the Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon effect. So a lot of times, well, no, not a lot of times, every time you attack a monster that's lower than this card's attack, your opponent should always take 3000 damage, which, I mean, it's pretty good. It also could help you get over some really big monsters as well. Honestly, I think that this is such a solid card. This card really feels like an absolute beast, and I think if you're running Borrelsword Dragon, you should probably make space to run this card as well. Like all those players out there who run Scapegoat and you have to run a whole bunch of cards, and usually Borrelsword Dragon is one of the best cards you go into. A lot of times this card could be just as good, if not better, than Borrelsword Dragon in those situations. So yeah, I kind of think that if you're running a deck that can put a bunch of monsters on on field, there's really no reason why you shouldn't be running this card. I wish the battle protection was something else. Like, I wish it was protection from card destruction, because again, 3000 attack monsters don't tend to usually get run over in battle. Usually your opponent's gonna bottomless them, torrential them, you know, evac device. Well, no one fucking plays that anymore, but they'll use some type of targeting or a kaiju or something. I wish that it was a little different of protection, but overall this card is extremely good, and I really think a lot of people are going to run it. So you guys let me know what you think of Borrelsword Dragon. Stupid artwork, but an absolute amazing card. Leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos.